बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आर्ट एंड एस्थेटिक में आज हम जो टॉपिक पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वो है पपेट्री। पपेट्री का मतलब क्या है और पपेट्री होती क्या है। तो बेसिकली पपेट्री एक मूवमेंट है जिसको कंट्रोल किया जाता है किसी रॉड के थ्रू, किसी स्ट्रिंग के थ्रू या फिर हाथों से। A puppetry is an inorganic object or representational figure animated or manipulated by the entertainer, who is called the puppeteer. The person who is handle the puppet's movement, that he is called the puppeteer. It is used in puppetry, which is a very ancient form of the theatre. There are many different varieties of the puppets, and they are made of the wide range of materials depending on their forms and intended use. They can be extremely complex or very simple in their constructions. And it is generally believed that the puppetry belongs to the 3000 years BC. And even we even find the such a frequency which seems as an impact of the puppetry which belongs to the 2500 BC of the Indus Valley civilization. In the contemporary world in 19th and 20th century, this term is considered and in the traditional sense it is called a high art. So now it is supported by the parallel development of the cinema and television film as well. Puppetry is now probably more familiar through television and movies rather than through live performance, but this still flourish throughout the world. Achha, what are the types of the puppets? Puppets have the many types: hand glove puppets, shadow puppets, and hand and rod puppet or marionette. This is the string puppet called. Hand glove puppet. In the hand glove puppet, it is controlled by the hands, and you have to show the movement of the puppet through hands, through gloves. You wear the glove like in the form of the puppet and show the movement through the through movement of the hands. So if the puppet has a movable mouth, traditionally the thumb serves as the lower jaw. So these are the techniques. Through technical methods, you can handle the puppets. And the four fingers from the upper mouth, and usually four fingers used for the upper mouth. There are also rod puppets. In the rod puppet, sticks or wire rod manipulate the rod puppets attached to the neck and hands. In mostly cases, puppets show these controls come from below. Rod puppet may also be worked with rod from above or any direction necessary for the good movement and performance. There is another type which is called the shadow puppet. And in the shadow puppet, you can show the puppet through creating the light and darks. Mostly rod puppets, they are made flat and cast a shadow when the puppeteer manipulates them between the light source and a screen. And those you can in this type, the shadow puppet can create on some piece of cloth, on some canvas, or on the wall. But these are creating by the drama of the light and darks. A shadow puppet learns to move the puppet in and out of the light, so its shadow grows and shrinks and goes in and out of the sharp focus. Traditionally, they are made from animal hides. They are painted and punched with the decorative designs, colors as well, projected through the projections of the light and shadows. And the other type is called the hand and rod puppet, string puppet, and the hand and rod puppet, you can control the rods through hands, and string puppets, you can control the puppets through strings. And there are some also methods, technical methods, like usually there are the 8 basic strings to the well-designed puppet. However, some puppets can have the 30 or more. A good puppet performer learns how to use gravity to give the puppet life and weight. It means that if you show your puppet, so then you have to maintain the balance between the space of your hand and the puppet. So it can be a control through the gravity. And puppeteer is fully aware of these technical methods. How use the finger, how can he use the fingers, and how he can maintain the gravity through this performance. These are some examples. There is a parrot, a woven parrot in the form of the cloth, and a hand glove puppet it is called, and through hand it will be a create the movement, and he uses his thumb to control the jaw. There is another example, and this is the example of in Hinduism mostly. These are the mythical characters, and these are the controlled by the. It's a very fine example for the string puppets. There is another example of the shadow puppets. The figure you put kept in your hand, and through light, to the drama of the light, it creating a shadow on the plain surface, on the flat surface of where it create a shadow of that image which you hold it. Here is an animal depiction which is create a very beautiful impact against light and dark, black against a yellow, and it's create a sense of art, sense of puppetry. These are also the other examples through which creating the images on the wall on the flat surface by creating the manipulating with the light and shadows. Thank you so much, girls.